One of Salem's most famous witch trial victims of 1692 was Giles Corey, who, along with his wife Martha, died during the hysteria that swept the city over 300 years ago. Giles initially supported the claims against his wife, offering evidence that his wife had been muttering through her chores. He soon recanted, however, when he became aware of the severity of the prosecution and what lay in store for those accused. According to the laws of the time, which were the source of much confusion, given that Salem had been operating without a charter for many months, the wealth and property of the accused could be confiscated if he were found guilty of the crime of witchcraft. This would leave the heirs of those accused without inheritance. However, a person could not be found guilty or innocent if he refused to enter a plea, thereby protecting his possessions for his family. Such a tactic, though, came with a terrible price. In order to extract a plea, authorities would place boards across the silent criminal, piling the boards with heavy stones until the accused made a plea of guilty or innocent. It was this very tactic that Giles Corey used. Knowing that he would be found guilty no matter what his plea, Giles made the difficult choice to endure this Puritan form of torture that his children would inherit the fruits of his hard labor. Sheriff George Corwin, much reviled son of witch trials magistrate Jonathan Corwin, profited greatly from the trials, confiscating property and dividing the spoils. It was he who presided over the crushing of Giles Corey, which took place at a field that is now Howard Cemetery, overlooked by the old Salem jail. It was later said that as stones continued to be placed atop the wooden door covering Giles Corey, that all he would say is, "More weight." Well, this is more likely the results of folklore. What is reputed by witnesses of the time to have been said is far more damning in retrospect. With his dying breath, Giles Corey addressed Sheriff Corwin. "Damn you, Sheriff. I curse you and Salem." Local Salem historian and former High Sheriff of Essex County, Robert Ellis Cahill, discovered some years ago that the curse of Giles Corey may have come to bear. He notes that each and every sheriff, down from George Corwin to himself, each headquartered at the Salem jail overlooking the place where Giles Corey was killed, had died while in office or had been forced out of his post as a result of heart or blood ailment. Corwin himself died in 1696, not long after the trials, of a heart attack. Thankfully, Cahill's heart attack and subsequent blood ailment forced him into retirement and not into an early grave, for he later went on to chronicle many strange stories of New England's past. The curse of Giles Corey was not just leveled at the sheriff, but at all of Salem. It is said that each time Salem has undergone a major tragedy, such as the Great Fire that nearly destroyed the town, it was not long after a claimed sighting of the ghost of Giles Corey. Coincidence? Perhaps. Still, could the words spoken by this tragic victim of hysteria have left an imprint that is still at work in Salem today?